Were they at least even? Well, they were evenly adjusted. All right. Evenly adjusted junk. Good riddance. Well, pretty day, but 30 degrees. Not looking forward to this while working outside. So I want to get this thing, I want to make some room, get this thing out, get it on a dolly so that I can work on it inside with my little heater going. So that's the main goal for today. Let's get that thing on the dolly, get the wheels off, so all of the preparations for its cross-country trip can commence. This thing's been sitting a minute, so hopefully most of the oil is still in the oil tank because I want to drain it. We shall see. I don't have a battery in it because the battery died, so running it is not really an option at the moment. But let's see if it's got oil in it. I know. No. Looks like most of the oil is still in the tank, so that's good. So I'll get this apart and get it drained. Well, get these bags off and out of the way. Oh, everything is just cold. Nothing works smoothly. Oh, yeah. This is going to be much better once I get it on the dolly where I'm able to work inside. In the summer, man, this stuff just comes apart. Whew. It's a little windy too. Nah. Oh, that's already loose. Yeah, it's a little windy. It's a lot cold. So getting this on the dolly so I can get it inside and close the door, have the little heater. It's not much, but you know what? Gets the chill out of the air. Very good thing as we head into winter. Here's our new New York City sanitation required garbage pails. I gotta tell you, that just feels like a scam to me. How is it New York City can pick a company, and it's not even a company based here, but how can they pick a company and then order you, essentially, that you have to buy those garbage pails from that company? There's no competition. There's no choice. You have to buy from that company. And if you don't, you'll get a fine. I don't know. Seems like a scam. And again, the city's been getting in trouble with this sort of stuff lately, so is anyone really surprised? I'm not. Okay. Well, that's a start. I'm like 5 minutes into this and already regretting this decision. But it's got to get done. I don't have a choice. Can't put off until tomorrow what you can do today. Can't put off until the warmer weather what needs to be done by the time the warmer weather gets here. So there's that. We'll pop these covers off while I'm at it. They gotta come off anyway, so might as well take some stuff off before getting it onto the dolly, which would be interesting because I'm using a different dolly than the last time I did this. So hopefully I can get everything lined up. Why did I put such a long bolt in? I feel like it doesn't need to be that long. And they didn't do it. I did this. So I have nobody to blame but myself. Well, good a time as any to drain the oil. I forget what size this is, but I'm just going to use an adjustable. I wonder if there's a gasket underneath here. Washer or something. Should probably look into that before taking it on a trip. Gotta drain the gas too. Can't forget that, because that tank's coming off lot of stuff's coming off. So there's got to be something, because that should have loosened up. I should chase these threads. God only knows how many times this thing's been on and off, and it makes me question the condition of the threads. There's got to be a better way to do this too. Like, I like the soft tail where it has a hose coming off the tank that goes down to just like a plug. And I wonder if there's a way to do that with this. Let's see, this is gonna be annoying, right? Don't be annoying. Of course, God forbid. Yeah, this plug don't look too good. Huh. That helped. It's still everywhere. But that stays. Huh. Cool. Yeah, literally missing everything. It's gonna get on the ground. It's gonna get... how do I prop that? I hate cleaning up oil. Well, that doesn't work. No, that's not really true. It kind of works. I realize I never actually put a clamp on the fuel line. Probably because... Oh, that's beautiful. Probably because it was really, really tight. And all I did was put a zip tie. So, it held. I mean, not for a whole lot of miles, but a couple hundred miles I put on this thing, so it held together. Back to what I was doing. Let's get this fuel drained out on reserve. All right, let's get it all, hopefully all drained out. I feel like this is gonna take a year and a day, but maybe I pop the gas cap off. That might help. I don't know how full it is. I don't think it's that full. We'll see. We'll get it drained. I'm sure there'll be some stuck in this line, but it should come apart. Oh, it's actually draining. Yeah, it's draining all right. Draining pretty good. This should be enough to hold it all. We'll see. Get this seat off. I actually bolted it down at one point. Cut the backrest off and just put the one bracket back in. Just kind of a dumb design in my opinion, but it works, so I'm not going to complain. What is annoying is that it's like a stud, and it shouldn't be tight, but it's like a stud, and you got to run this nut up onto it. And the stud kind of fights you a little bit. I just feel like they could have done a better job. I mean, the way the Fat Boy seat goes on makes a whole lot more sense to me. But you know what? It was also the 80s, well, late 70s, I guess, when this thing was designed. There you go. So you have to take that into account, right? I have my stool, matching stool that Shantae got me. Matches the Panigale V4 because I changed that bike's color to green. She got tired of every Ducati being red. I don't have a red Ducati. I have a white one and a green one. So, easier to pick them out from the crowd. Plus, I always liked green. I don't think I've ever had a green car. But I think it's a cool color. I don't know. I like it, right? Isn't that what matters? You have to like what you're doing. Preferably you love what you're doing, but when it's 30 degrees out, I'm not loving this too much. But yeah, you have to like your stuff. You know, you're not in a race with anyone but yourself. You're not in competition with anyone but yourself. And if you like it, then I don't care what other people think. You know? See, this is where it's annoying. It like fights you a little bit to come off, but then it comes off. Not throwing it out. This is not symbolism. Yeah, here's the bracket that was there. Just whacked off the pieces that came out to support the backrest just to use this. They sell this, but I didn't see a point in buying it when I could just do that. All right, I think the oil's pretty drained. I'll pop that plug back in, get the front up, try to get these wheels off. Well, looks like about 3 quarts came out. So it was either slightly low, or some of the oil's in the sump, but I'll deal with that later. I'm thinking about, there's a lot of empty space right here. I'm thinking maybe a catch can of some sort to run the case vent. It's like right now I literally just added a hose to it, took it away from the air cleaner, and just kind of looped it around and ran it down to the bottom. So when it's running, it's just going to pump anything out. The Fat Boy's kind of the same way, but it's a head breather. I feel like maybe less of a chance of oil to get pumped out through there. I could be wrong, but I'm thinking with all this extra space, you know, a vented catch can in here, maybe with a hose going down to the bottom with a plug like I was talking about on the Fat Boy, might be a good way to contain oil. And should something happen, it's not going to just pump it out onto the ground, onto the engine, onto the tire. That would be bad. I don't know. Thoughts that I'm going to do something like that while I have this thing apart. I'm going to pop this wheel off while the back's a little higher before I lift the front up. I think that makes sense. This stupid caliper. Remember, it wasn't fun putting it back together. We'll see. We'll see what happens there, because I've been eyeing up a different swing arm. I'm not sure if that's the route I'm going to go, but the different swing arm has a different caliper, which might make wheel changes easier. I don't know, but it's just the newer style, the one that has the eccentric. We'll see. I may or may not do it. We'll see how bad this one looks. I've heard that they crack. I heard they crack where the axle goes. I'd like to avoid that, especially since this is old, crusty, and rusty. But we'll see. Not even taking the chain out right now. I should, actually. It's right there. I just kind of want to drop this thing out. Let it fall where it falls. The damn thing drops out of the caliper. Super easy. Ish. But getting it back in, oh, man, what a fight. All right, tire out. I think before the trip, I'll end up taking it over to the dealer, have them dismount it, change the valve stems, because they're original, clean the rim. Loses a little bit of air when it sits, this one and the front one. I had them mounted up in a pinch by a non-Harley dealer. They do mostly sport bikes and stuff, and definitely not crusty stuff like this. So I'm thinking someone that's more used to these wheels, Harleys in general, would be the best person to bring it to get those things ready. Kind of sucks to have to dismount and mount this tire that's already on there. There's nothing wrong with it, but better safe than sorry. Luck favors the prepared. That's what I'm trying to be. Well, tank is still draining. I guess there was quite a bit more in there than I thought. But I don't think it's going to overfill this. Well, we'll see. What's the worst that happens? Famous last words. I want to say I'm getting used to the cold, but it's feeling less cold already. It's troubling. But what are you gonna do, right? Turn the heat back on. Yeah, so that dolly is going to be the Tour Glide's home for a few months while I go through everything. It's just, it works for me. You know, I can get things, I can move things around in the garage, move a couple of bikes out, give me some room, turn the heater on. Like I said, it's not much of a heater, but it's enough to take the chill out. And that's all you really need. Because man, once that chill gets in you, oh, it's tough. It's a rough one. It's like funky noises. Huh. I'm kind of curious to see the condition of those steering head bearings. I feel like they're probably pretty shot, but I don't know for certain. But it's part of the plan on what I'm going to do. So, I wonder if before I pop this wheel off, let's... Oh yeah. There's play. That's clunking. I bet you that's gotta be what it is. Huh. Whatever. We're gonna redo it. I wonder, do all the forks have this little washer? I've been asked a few times and said, why do I have zip ties here when I'm riding the Fat Boy? It's because I think this washer is that, but it didn't seem to want to come out, and I wasn't gonna mess around with it. You know, I just figured I'll put a zip tie on, and if it's there, oh, a little tight. This is the thing that they tell you not to do, because then you screw your hands up. So I guess any younger guys watching, the old people have probably told you not to do it and you didn't listen, just like me, and one day we'll suffer for it. And for any older guys watching, you were right. But what can you do? That's a lesson learned that 10, 11, 12, 13, that's a lesson learned that the youth just have to go through things on their own, no matter how much you try to explain it. And that's something that I've seen firsthand with some of the younger people that I work with. You know, they're not listening the same way I didn't listen, and it's just that cycle. I guess it's that cycle of life. But I guess if you got to get stuff done, and I'm not saying I'm in a rush. I am kind of in a rush. I'm in a rush to get out of the cold. So while I'm not really rushing, I'm also kind of rushing. If that makes any sense whatsoever. No one wants to be out in this weather. See, this one's got it too. It's got that washer, which I got to make sure I don't lose, because that'll happen to me at least. Probably not the correct way, but you know, this bike is far from perfect, and it's the beauty of working on stuff that is far from perfect. You know, I'm not going to scratch that up any more than it's already rusted. At least I'd like to think that. Who knows? I give it that last thing, that last kickoff. Imagine that's the thing that did it in. Is what it is. This is going to be fun. And wheel drop. It's fun when you're taking things apart, less so when you're putting them back together. All right, that's the front wheel that I'm going to do, like I said, the same thing, which is to say, have it dismounted and change the valve stem and the wheel itself cleaned up. Although for the moment, I'll wipe this grease off. Yeah, I'll clean it better when it goes together, some brake clean, but good enough for now. Good enough for government work. This is going to get replaced. I think this was in there. Pretty sure. We'll just keep things where they were. Not lose anything. Well, I still managed to lose things, but attempt to not lose anything. Okay, wheels are off. Oil's drained. Fuel is draining. It's about ready, I think, to get it on the dolly that I have I've had neatly stored out of the way under the GTR. This should work. It should only fight me, you know, most of the time, but you gotta do what you gotta do. While I got these tires off, a question I've been asked a bunch on YouTube, especially anytime tires are involved, whether it was a Fat Boy or the Tour Glide, is am I putting the front wheel on backwards? So if you look at the tread, they look like they're going in the same direction, but this one, that would be backwards. So this one, the rotation is actually that way, and this one, see where the rotation is, that way. So when they're actually on in the same rotation, right? So now they're both rotating the same way. They appear, right, to be opposites. I don't know the science behind it. I just know that they 100% look like they go in opposite directions, and the front wheel 100% looks like it's on wrong or backwards. Same thing with the sport bikes. You know, this tire looks like it should go the other way, but yet this is the proper way to put it on. Science. Would have thunk it. All right. This is how I did it last time. So, fingers crossed, luck is with me again. I have some of these pavers that I used, so I don't know how many I'll need, but I'll grab a couple and let's see what we can do. Looks like 6 should do the trick. Let's see if it rests on them in the front. I want it reasonably off the ground there. All right, that worked. Now, rear should be just as easy. We'll see. I already have the blocks for the rear in place. Just a matter of lifting it up a tiny bit and getting the that'll be interesting, getting the jack stands out. You know what, it's okay if it's a little off, right? Because it's just a matter to get it up, get these out of the way, and get it rested. And there we go. Nice. Shouldn't go anywhere. Ah, it's solid. Put a ratchet strap just to keep it taut, at least when I'm moving it in and out or around, but I'm satisfied. It's almost out of gas too. Let's see. Yep, gas has stopped. I can actually probably pull this off because I'm taking the tank off. So, we'll do that. This is another one where I tried to put this on and it didn't fit. But, like I said, I was kind of just in a pinch when I was doing this the first time. It's just, you know, see if we can't get it to run, see if we can't get it to drive, a whole bunch of see if we can't stuff that really worked out well. And I'm very content with the initial results of this machine, especially considering even the fuel filter doesn't look that bad. Well, when I say it doesn't look that bad, I mean I don't think a lot of stuff was coming out of the tank, a lot of nasty stuff. So all good signs. That's a decent amount of fuel. It'll get used probably in that. I hate these gas cans though. This stupid, I don't know what was all this about. What was so bad with regular gas cans that had a vent that you could put gas in everything? Now they have this stupid thing that gas goes everywhere. I don't know where they come up with these ideas. An idiot school or something. Okay, wonder if the kickstand goes up. That would be a no. No problem. Nah, not relevant at the moment. Whew. Ratchet strap. All right. I think that'll work and allow me to pull it off if I need to. I got it between the blocks. Shouldn't really go anywhere. Oh, that's loose. Oh, reminder to myself. Check and tighten everything. But no, I think that's pretty solid. I think I can move it around relatively easily. Better than that last dolly I used. That one, the wheels didn't want to work for nothing. All right, what else? Let's get the gas tank off. This piece, mine was not completely shot, but as I've ridden it, I guess I've caught onto it. It's also 40-year-old weathered plastic, so it's continuing to crack and degrade. And I've had this conversation with Dino, and he was looking at options. I was trying to help him find one. Now I got to find two, and I've had no luck finding any. But maybe over the winter, keep searching, keep scouring eBay. We'll see what turns up. What is this? I feel like there should probably be a vent hose there. Wonder if there was one and I just didn't see it. Questions I'll need to have answers for. All right, but now, one thing I'm a little surprised that I've not received any comments on is the fact that I am pretty much constantly using metric sockets on this bike. I figured that'd be the one thing that might actually get picked on, and rightfully so. But most sizes, you're fine. You know, there's only a few that really matter. And for anything precise, any sort of torquing or whatever. Hey, I know it hit the ground because it hit my foot. I'll find it after. But most stuff, it's fine. It's just one of those things. You know, I've had people notice and question the direction of the front tires, but not my use of metrics on an American bike. Go figure. 1/2 inch, 13 millimeter. All right. This, oh, and you know what? I'll take the bolt out. And the last thing will have to be that line. I think I have one zip tie hole in it. Pull the line, get it off as quickly as possible, because I'm sure there's gas in it, because I know not all the gas came out, because that's just my luck. But we shall see. All right, let's see how much gas comes out. Something's gonna come out for sure. But holy crap, nothing came out. I think that's a good thing. Well, okay, a little bit in the line. Still, overall, I'm impressed. Overall, I'm impressed. All right, Tank is off. Whew. I'm gonna have to find someplace to stash all this stuff. I think we're down to where I kind of want to be. Bunch of stuff to go over. Bunch of stuff to repair, upgrade, wiring. You know, I'm not a fan of all these butt connectors. Some sort of an improved connector, maybe. Definitely not soldered, because I want to be able to remove it and do repairs on the road if need be. But yeah, probably do something with this bracket, because it's solid and it's meant to mount all the way down at the bottom. It's not. I cut it off, which means this will probably break. So I gotta do something there. We'll see. We'll see as I get into it. Motor mounts, rear mount, swing arm. Get rid of this junk suspension. Might want to just take that off now, just because it's so uncomfortable and it's beating me up so much that it's gonna give me some pleasure to get it off of this thing and throw it with the rest of the trash. So, but yeah, here we are. We're torn down pretty good, secure, ready to move around, ready to get it in out of the wind. I got to get some better lighting because I can't see anything. The joys of getting old. And yeah, the reconstruction shall begin soon. Let's. That should have just come out. There you go. You were a good chain. I don't think had that many miles on it either. But we're gonna replace this with an O-ring chain. I gotta verify the teeth on the front sprocket and count the teeth on the rear sprocket, because I want to change that. We'll see exactly what I come to, but I want to change it just so that it's more in line with, I think, modern speeds, modern roads, modern highway speeds. I don't know how to put it exactly, but I know it was a big difference on the Fat Boy when I changed that rear sprocket from a 70 tooth to a 65 tooth. So it's 32 tooth front, 65 tooth rear, and that made a huge difference for highway speeds. So I'd like to do something similar to this one, because if I'm going to be cruising out, you know, 400 plus miles a day, getting out to Sturgis multiple days in a row, and I don't want to be sitting there either going too slow or tacking the hell out of the motor. That one, once I did that rear pulley swap, 32, 65, like I said, man, you can cruise on the highway 70, 75, 80 miles an hour like all day. And that's what I want out of this. We'll see what I come up with as far as a tooth count, and then we'll see a solution for that unique rear sprocket. I have something in mind. I'll say again, Dino, I watched him do it over at Patch's Repair Shop. So that is likely the direction I'll go. Just need to figure out the correct tooth count to give me the ratio I'm looking for. The other question I have to make sure the primaries have the same ratio, more or less, because this is a BDL belt drive, enclosed belt drive, and this is obviously the original wet primary chain drive. So we'll make sure those are close. If they are, then that'll lead me in the right direction for what tooth count I want, and yeah, get it more cruiser, more highway friendly, right? That's where this bike wants to be. So we'll get it more highway friendly that way, I think. All right, it's time for you guys to go. I am so done with these things. Whew. I am definitely looking forward to being able to ride and breathe smoothly. Because, man, I mean, I know we got bad roads, but whew, these things were like pogo sticks. Oh, really, really looking forward to something modern, updated. I think it was those, I think it was the Progressives. Well, that's good and bad. I put the bolt back in on that side, and now it's resting on the exhaust. Huh. No, that's okay for now. That'll stay till I'm ready to do more. But these are coming off. That makes sense why there was a nut on there, because it's a bolt. I feel like I've done these on a newer bike. I don't remember it being a nut and a bolt, but I could be wrong. Easy enough. Well, yeah, because I did it on a newer bike. I would have done it with the wheel in place. And I don't remember having to struggle or go in, you know, behind the wheel. Huh. I do not remember one pogo stick. Oh, they did have a preload adjustment. Actually, it had 1, 2, 3, 4, it had 5 levels of preload adjustment. I don't know that any of them actually matter. And it sure shit didn't feel like it mattered. I'll tell you that much. Because it was just uncomfortable. I wonder if there's a difference in length. I always see that. I see like 12-inch or 13-inch. Should probably measure these, although I'm not sure if these are a good example of what they should be. But I should probably measure these just to see what they are. Let's see. Were they at least even? Well, they were evenly adjusted. All right. Evenly adjusted junk. Good riddance. Good riddance to those. Luck. I had so many used oil containers here, full of used oil, that I just recently got rid of because I was tripping over them. I mean, I had a lot. I have one guy at work that's still cursing me for it. But perfect spot to store these tires, right in front of the GTR. I think that's what I plan to accomplish for today. I think I got that done. Wheels are off. Actually, a little bit more than I planned to accomplish, because pogo stick shocks are off. Tank's off. Everything's apart on a dolly. Now, with a little luck, it should move relatively easy. Actually, it kind of does. Oh. Not as heavy as it looks. So hopefully, seeing as how this dolly has all its functioning wheels, I should be able to just shove it in to the side and get it out of the way. Yeah, oh yeah. This is gonna work. This'll work. This'll work just fine and dandy. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, that'll be where she sits. That'll be enough for today. Get all the rest of this stuff safely put away, far from the trash cans. Get the bikes back and get some lighting so that I can see. Next installment, we start tearing further into one of 3 things. Not sure exactly, but it'll be rear suspension, front suspension, and engine. Those are the 3 big components that I want to get done prior to Sturgis. There's some small stuff, but those are the 3 main ones. Well, until then, I'll leave you with a thanks for watching, commenting, and looking forward to this adventure. Looking forward to what this brings between now and July 26th when we take off for Sturgis. Fingers crossed. All right. Until the next time, have a great day. Wouldn't you know it, the fat boy just wouldn't go in the garage. It was fighting me. It's a sign. Safe, everyone, and stay warm. And remember, if you're cold, they're cold. So keep them inside or warm them up.